Hey, welcome back. Today we are in Palmyra, as promised, at Seltzer Smokehouse Meats. With me is Austin. Austin is the current owner of Seltzer's, and his great-great-grandfather had started this. I'm going to give Austin a moment to introduce himself and let you know what he's all about. Austin?
Sure. Austin Wagner. I'm the fourth generation owner of Seltzer Smokehouse Meats. Was started by my great-grandfather, Harvey Seltzer, back in 1902. I joined the business about 6 years ago or so, and it's been a heck of a ride since.
Very cool. So tell me what it's like being in a family that is this prominent to Palmyra.
I mean, it's a very cool thing to be a part of something with such long history. The community here in Palmyra has been exceptionally helpful to us and our family throughout the years. We've made a really good product here, but it's always been the people, the employees that have always made sure that the business is running well, the product comes out tasting good. And so it's hugely important to us to have a really strong community.
Very good. And what was it like growing up as a kid, being a part of this business, this family in Palmyra here?
Yeah, it's actually interesting. So my mom is a Seltzer. Her and my dad met in college. And they moved back to my dad's hometown in northern New York. So I grew up in northern New York on the Canadian border. Okay. And then we would come down and visit my uncle who was running the business before me on holidays. And we'd come down, we'd take a tour of the plant, and it was always cool to experience that growing up. But since moving here 6 years ago, it's been really cool for me personally to get to know the Seltzer side of the story so much deeper and really get to understand the community here better, and it's meant a lot.
Very cool. Yeah. I can imagine. Let's go back to the beginning here, back to 1902, right?
Yeah.
Your great-great-grandfather started this. Do you know what gave him the idea to kind of start this whole smokehouse meats thing?
My great-grandfather was a serial entrepreneur. So he had multiple businesses here in Palmyra. There was a theater that he ran. He was even threatening to dabble in shoes. And, I'm glad that he went with Lebanon Bologna because, obviously it's still here. And so, some of that is through the family culture of like how we run the business, and a ton of it's just through luck, right? Like he could have chose shoes instead of this and we wouldn't have had a family business.
Sure.
So there's a lot of luck involved, but a whole lot of really good people along the way. So it's been, really, really a lot of just him taking chances when he was starting out with different things that he was trying and just seeing what worked.
Good. Obviously it worked, right?
It did, yeah.
So how long have you been running the business now?
So I joined the business in 2019 and then ended up buying the business in January of 2020. And you remember in April of 2020, that was quite the time. And so it was a trial by fire that first year that I owned the business.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So have you, in the last couple of years that you've been doing this, has it been a learning experience for you?
Every single day.
Every day, yeah.
Every day. And I don't think that ever stops. And I don't want it to stop. I think that's one of the coolest parts about being part of a team like this, where I'm surrounded by people who know more than I do in all of their respective areas, is I get to keep learning every day.
Very cool.
It's really cool.
Very cool. So let's jump ahead now. We started the beginning. Let's go to modern day. The smokehouses, right? That's kind of like the icon of Seltzer Smokehouse meat. So obviously, when you drive down the street here, down Railroad Street, you get that smell.
Yeah.
Very wonderful smell.
Yep.
So tell me, how does that play into the whole business?
It is the heartbeat of our business. What makes us unique is the way that we smoke and cure our product. And so, these smokehouses weren't unique, 50, 100 years ago, but somewhere around the 70s and 80s, everybody started switching over to these stainless steel houses. And basically, it's just an oven. And so they push a few buttons, the product goes in, it comes out exactly the same every single time. And that's not how we do it. Ours is very hand-tended. We use fire pits with people that are here 24 hours a day, hand-tending the fires. All different sized logs. The fire, like each one of the smokehouses has its own unique personality. As you take a tour through, you'll see that, the top part is outside, bottom part's inside, but, throughout the year, the temperature fluctuates. It could be, in the teens or 10 degrees during the coldest part of the year, and then you're up in the 90s during the summertime. And so how do you manage the temperature in a smokehouse by hand with wooden logs, to meet all of the requirements that we have for it? It's an art. And so these individuals that we have that are smoke masters, and hopefully you get to meet a couple of them,
sure,
spend a long time training and learning how to do that and learning the personalities of the houses. And even then, the product that comes out is consistently inconsistent. Every single piece that comes out is slightly different than the other ones. And that's what makes ours special.
Very cool. Are are the smokehouses a 24-hour operation?
They are when they're filled and running. We run probably 4 or 5 days a week that we're smoking, and then once they're done, they cool down. Then we've got guys that go up in the houses and drop the product, and it's very much a labor-intensive job. And you'll see as you go through there, they're hand tossing the product up to somebody else who's catching it and hanging it, and then they're hand dropping it back down. And so there's pieces of it that elsewhere that's all automated. They just roll it in on racks. But for us to be able to do it the same way we've done it for 100 years, there's certain parts of it you got to keep consistent, and that's one of them. Very
cool. Now, obviously, the wooden smokehouses are kind of the icon of the business, but you got truck drivers, you got people in the warehouse. You want to give kind of a shout out to them and explain what they do on a daily basis?
Sure. So we get done smoking the product. It comes down. We have individuals that take the product, put it in the cooler to let it chill. And then it can go, one of a few ways. If it's a deli log you're going to see in any of your deli spots, they're going to cut it in half, seal it, put it in a box, and it'll go to your, Walmart, Weis, Giant, Redner's, Carnes if you're local. And then the other side, we have some longer ones that will actually go into a slicer. And so they'll go up into this massive slicer that, slices the product, and, you're putting out a couple pounds a second. And it just continues to accumulate as it comes through. And then from there, that gets sealed and boxed up, taken over to our warehouse, and then our warehouse crew will pick the orders that come in from the different stores, put them on the truck, and our truck drivers will take them there, deliver them, and make sure they're doing it safely along the way.
Very cool. Now, this operation, big operation, but it's kind of tucked away in Palmyra here. Like, if you didn't know it was here, you wouldn't know it was here kind of thing, right?
Yeah. So, this started out of a house here in Palmyra, and it's always been here in the same footprint. The footprint's just slightly changed and grown over time. And, we're still a relatively small business. And so if you drive by on any of the main streets, you don't see that we're there, but you can smell it.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
can smell the firewood. And so, Hershey has the chocolate smell, and, Palmyra has the smoke smell.
Very cool. How many employees do you currently have?
Roughly 75, and that fluctuates a little bit seasonally. So, during your fourth quarter when it's holiday season, we'll have a few more that are here, and then coming into the first quarter when everything slows down and people are trying to rest and eat a little bit less after the holidays, we'll have a fewer people. But coming into the summer here, especially in our, the outlet store and in here in the tour business, we'll have a few extra hands helping to keep that moving during the summer.
Do you ship around the world?
We do, in a sense. So we ship regularly to all 48 contiguous states, and then we'll put stuff in the mail, especially to like our armed forces. So you get people from central Pennsylvania that are over in South Korea or something like that, and they'll send us a letter saying, "Hey, really need a taste of home," and so we'll put something in a box and send it over to them. And that's what's really unique about Lebanon Bologna in particular is it's an identity piece here. It's one of those few things that you can leave this area and say, this is what's unique about what I grew up. Here, try a little piece of my childhood. And so when people leave the area, that's something, a lot of parents will do is send gift boxes. And, that's a way that somebody can feel like they're back at home.
Very cool. If you're a true Pennsylvanian, you've heard of Lebanon Bologna at some point in your life, right?
For sure.
And obviously, if you grew up in central Pennsylvania, you probably had it at every holiday and even throughout the summer picnics and such.
Yeah.
And so what is your vision or your plan for the company in the next 5 to 10 years?
Sure. In a short word, new products. And we have had a wonderful run of success with Lebanon Bologna for years, but there is a trend where there's fewer and fewer people eating Lebanon Bologna. And so, there's a multi-pronged approach that we're taking of, try to teach people what it is. Like as soon as you get somebody to try it, they love the flavor. It's unique. It's not like anything else, but getting that story out there is really hard to do. And so we're trying to do that through the tours that we're doing here. And, my goal is to have fewer but better interactions where we get people to physically walk through here, understand it, and then they go tell the story for us. And so that's the one piece where we're trying to get Lebanon Bologna to start growing again. And on the flip side of that, we're an all beef company right now, but that's been really difficult over the last few. I mean, if you've bought a steak in the last year, you've seen what the beef prices are doing. It's really hard. And so we're trying to diversify outside of just beef. And so we're going to be making some pork products, and that's kind of our first foray into some alternative products that we can be making. And we've got a few of those that have just launched or are launching relatively soon here.
Very cool. Well, we go back to 1902. the whole German heritage in Pennsylvania. You know, this kind of fit in with, you know, your ancestors coming over from Germany, and fits in with the whole Pennsylvania Dutch culture. And it's still here and it's still thriving today. And that's the kind of stuff I love to see. So, you know, I wish nothing but the best to your endeavors in the future here and see this place grow.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we're excited to continue being a part of the community and to continue helping the community grow here as well.
Very good. Well, if it's okay with Austin, we're going to take a quick tour around the facility and kind of get an inside look at what goes on here on a daily basis.
Fantastic.
Would you like to give a shout out before you leave? Any type of social media pages or website that somebody can go on?
Sure. I mean, there's SeltzerSmokehouseMeats.com, which is our home site, and then we do also have Instagram. You know, we've got a Facebook page that's very active for our local fans. So, you know, any one of those is an easy way to reach us. Our new marketing person, Mary, is working on trying to find other ways for us to be getting out there and telling our story as well.
Very good. All right.
Cool.
Well, let's go check it out.
Thank you.
Hey, behind me is the hardwood that's used for these smokehouses. This is all locally sourced hardwood. We're here in Bowman Alley on the back part of the facility. We're going to go meet up with Casey, and she's going to show us how these are used in the smokehouse.
My name is Casey. I'm the production and logistics supervisor here at Seltzer's. Come along with me and I'll take you on a smokehouse tour to see the process of the smoking. All right, so here you see the stuff in the 52s. Once I get this truck good and filled, they'll go ahead and head on over to the smokehouse. We're actively hanging 52s in this house. The 52s is what they use in the slicing department to do pre-packed slices. Once the house is totally filled, then the smoke master goes ahead and closes the smokehouse up, closes the door, closes the shutters up on the roof, and then goes ahead and starts his pit, gets his pit on fire, and he goes and starts the smoking process. And depending on what step of the process they're at, when the smoke master is going ahead and having to wood a house, they open her up. As you can see, the pit's down there. And they'll go ahead and add some wood. As you see here, there's some misters here. It kind of helps put moisture in the air to kind of give the bologna so it doesn't dry out.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Seltzer store. Mary and Shauna here. We're going to walk you through. Come on down. So we're going to take you back to our Seltzer's own products back here. We have 2 cases in the back.
Not just one, but we definitely got 2.
This would be our pieces and our ends here in the middle. I wanted to point this out because it's a great value. It's a great product, but for a lower price. So that's a really good one to point out. We also sell our rough cuts in here. Same idea, great product, just a little bit smaller or not the exact weight of our regular packaging, but same great product for a lesser price. Anything to add there, Shauna?
We all love a lesser price for same product, good quality, It's a good hit too when you get the ends. A lot of people just like to snack on them in the summer. They say it's a lot better texture and quality as well.
Yeah. So then we'll move down. This is a really fun one. Case has our snackers, which is definitely our fastest growing product. It's just a smaller version of our product, bite-sized pieces, good for the kids. Soccer practice, you're running out for a barbecue or a picnic, grab it on the way. Take it to a party.
For sure. And feel free to snag some jerky on the way as well because everything goes together. Nice big charcuterie board, all that good stuff.
So this is our merch wall. We have a lot of fun Seltzer's stuff that you can take home with you, whether you're coming from far away or close by. You definitely want to grab a t-shirt.
Maybe a cooler bag for your cold products when you get out the door.
That's right. Even for the little ones. We got onesies, kids' shirts. We have it all. So come on down. We'd love to see you and take a tour as well.
I am your tour guide too.